Today's video is Chapter 3, Lesson 3B and 3C. We're going to solve inequalities. Now, we have been solving equations, but today it's inequalities. They're very similar. We're going to sing the silly song a couple times, same as we did with equations, but these will all have alligator mouths. So they'll have something that looks like that. Those are inequalities. So here we go. And the reason that we're doing two different lessons is we're singing the song with add and subtract. We're singing the song with multiply and divide. So that's why that's what the two lessons are about. Okay, so here we go. First one. Let's do x plus 2 is less than 5. X plus 2 is less than 5. Well, if it used to be an equal sign, we would get rid of the 2 by subtracting. So that's still what we're going to do. Minus 2. Minus 2, cross out what's my answer. The only difference is that this time our answers are all less than 3. So we have a million, bazillion, gazillion different answers, which means we have to show all of those answers. So you give me a 0, you give me a 3, you go open dot, and you go on top of your number line, not floating above, but on top of. That's it. That's it. That's all you got. Minus 2, cross out what's my answer. But don't forget to graph it in the end. Okay, what if it looked like this? X, oh, I don't want to do division yet. Let's do x plus 8 is greater than or equal to negative 3. Okay, have you already kind of solved it in your head? Did I give you enough time? Okay, minus 8, cross out what's my answer. I come over here, I see 2 negatives. What does that really tell me to do? That's really add, then think bigger. X is greater than or equal to negative 11. Then we draw the number line. Give me a 0, give me a negative 11. This is a closed dot, so I color it in. And then I color on top of my number line, including the arrow, because it is numbers greater than negative 11, bigger than negative 11. They could get harder by giving us decimals or mixed numbers. The procedure's the same, minus 2.4 minus 2.4. Add 1 2/3, add 1 2/3. When you do decimals, you line up the dots. When you do fractions, you get common denominators. So I want you to pause it and try figuring out those two answers. Actually work out those green ones and then push play and see if you're right. I've worked out the first one. I got x is less than 1.1, open dot, color left. And for the second one, I got x is greater than or equal to 5 and 13/15. So I did a closed dot and I colored left because x's are greater than is to the right. All right, let's look at this purple guy. This is a weird question because they put the x plus 2 on this side and the 18 on this side. You can leave it just the way it is and do minus 2, minus 2. My only piece of advice is that when you go to do the picture, like these pictures, you might make a mistake. You might go to the left instead of the right or the right instead of going left. So my advice is always change the question so that the letter is on the left. It's so much better for that variable to be on the left, letter on the left, letter on the left, because if the letter's not on the left, I've just found that students just don't get the answer right as often. So we're going to change it around. We're going to put x plus 2 on the left. We're going to put 18 on the right. But if you're going to change the direction, you have to change the alligator mouth direction also. Because right now he's chomp, chomp, chomp. He's eating the x plus 2. So I need him to eat, chomp, 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 the x plus 2. So if you move this stuff and you move this stuff, you have to flip that guy around. So now that the letter's on the left, I feel like we're going to be successful minus 2, cross out what's my answer, 16. X is greater than 16. It would be an open dot to the right. And I just feel like if we had it this way, we would have gotten 16 is less than X. Doesn't that kind of look like it's pointing to the right, to the left? But this is the real picture, so just take my advice. Change the question around. Don't even do this question, do this question. All right, let's look at these 4 questions. They all have 2's, they all have 12's. This is a positive 2, positive 12. Positive 2, but a negative 12. This guy, the negative, is the 2. This one, both guys are negative. I color-coded these on purpose. These guys are yellow because they have a procedure. These guys are pink because they have a different procedure. So here we go. You would think, what is the difference? Well, I'm dividing by 2. I'm dividing by 2. Life is good. I cross out. I get X is less than 6 or X is less than negative 6. Everything is great. However, when I do these pink guys, I have to do a little switching, switching it up. If I sing the song and I multiply or divide by a negative, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, sorry, it doesn't matter if he's positive or if he's negative, it matters about the song. If the song says divide by negative something, or if the song says multiply by negative something, we cross everything out, we still get a 6. I should have done divide by negative 2 over here. Whoops. I still get 6 and negative 6. Here's what you have to do though. You got to take this alligator mouth and you got to flip it the other direction. You got to take this alligator mouth and you got to flip it the other direction. But you only do that when you sing the song if this works. So like these were both positive 2, divide by positive 2. It doesn't matter if he's negative or not. It matters what you're dividing by. And here's why. I will show you why. Okay, let's say, so I've told you to flip, and so we flipped it. So we're saying our answers are greater than 6. So 7 would be an answer, 5 would not. And here's why. What is negative 2 times positive 7? I should have given myself some space. Nope, I can't do it now. Okay, negative 2 times positive 7 is negative 14. Is that a true statement? Is negative 14 less than negative 12? Well, and it's hard when we're doing negatives, but yes, negative 14 is smaller than negative 12. Let's do, this one would be negative 10. Is this statement true? Is negative 10 smaller than negative 12? No, actually it's not, it's bigger. So if I leave the alligator mouth matching, we get a false statement. We want a true statement, so in order to make it true, we had to flip it around. So that's the reason. All you really need to do is remember, when you sing the silly song and you're multiplying or dividing, it has nothing to do with adding, subtracting, so don't get that rule confused in your head. It's only when you're dividing by a negative. Divide by positive, no big deal. Divide by negative, you gotta change the direction of the alligator mouth. All right, try working each of these out. Negative 3, and this has a positive 3. One of these, you're going to end up flipping the direction of the alligator mouth. Push pause, work it out, push play, see if you're right. All right, here's our answers. X is less than or equal to 8. This was the guy that flipped. X is greater than or equal to negative 8. This one we did not flip. This is a closed dot, color left. This is a closed dot, color right. Okay, what about this guy? Well, I don't like when the letter is on the right. So what was my advice last time? Change it so that we want the letter on the left, the variable on the left, letter on the left, letter on the left. So I say negative 4x there, I say 20 there, then I change this so that it's still eating the 20. When I divide by a negative, guess what? I'm changing it back. Now it's going this direction. So if the letter is on the wrong side, my advice is move it to the correct side. Then only because we were dividing by a negative did this one flip. It would be a closed dot and it would be going to the right. Closed dot, going to the right. All right, here's your Google Classroom questions. You don't need to graph them because we can't really graph on Google Forms, so don't graph your answers, but work them out. And there actually is a button on your keyboard that has less than and greater than symbols. So you'll be able to type in your answer. When you type it in, do no spaces. And then that way when I type it in, it'll match yours. So no spaces, lowercase x, and good luck.